Bakersfield had a day off yesterday after their 103-88 win over Sioux Falls on Monday, where everybody was contributing. Jerrell McNeil had a big first half. Damian James, a strong effort all around.
Here's James, lost it as both teams have turned it over now one time. Still no points on the board after a minute of play, and make it 2 turnovers on Maine. Tipped by Bakersfield. As they change the call, it's going to stay with Maine. Shelvin Mack, Scott VanderMeer, Micah Downs, DeJuan Summers, and Champ Aguchi, the 5 starters for the Maine Red Claws, and Crustacean Nation, as they call it up there in Maine. The single affiliate of the Boston Celtics. Nice pickpocket by Jerrell McNeil. Coast to coast left hand, but VanderMeer gets back and swats it away. Aguchi a 3, and that breaks the deadlock. Champ Aguchi on the board.
Member of the Nigerian national team, played collegiately at Illinois State after starting at Oregon. He's a 2010 Development League draft pick in Maine.
McNeil just inside the arc, misses that jumper. Champ Aguchi also playing abroad in France and Lebanon, Venezuela, Philippines, all over the place. Tries to go back-to-back, and he missed it there, rebounded, and outlet by Damian James. McNeil, the floater, in and out. Brian Butch surrounded by 3 Maine Red Claws, and he couldn't hold on to that offensive rebound. Under 10 minutes to play here in the first. This is Micah Downs. That one spins in and spins out. And quickly on transition is Bakersfield, but Damian James lost the handle. Another turnover on the jam. 2 apiece for each team now. Sloppy start to this one. Contested by Adam Cook, and Cook out.
Micah Downs, 18 points, 6 boards, and a couple steals against Tulsa on Tuesday, despite struggling shooting the ball a little bit. His all-around game still on display in front of all the NBA personnel. He is an affiliate player for the Red Claws after having been in Celtics camp, and he is in that conversation as one of the best wing players in the NBA Development League.
3 years at Gonzaga after starting his college career at the University of Kansas. Spent some time abroad in Croatia and Belgium, and making an impression here at the showcase, averaging 17 points on the season.
Currently the number 21 prospect on NBADleague.com. Check out the Prospect Watch. It changes every day, with Courtney Fortson of the LA Defenders taking over the top spot today after an impressive showing last night.
20-plus points, 6 rebounds yesterday for Fortson, and he knocks off Arenze Onuaku, who had been at the top spot, but he is injured, so he loses his position as Ronaldo Major, the leading scorer in NBA, finds his position down low and the finish with the right hand.
This is the matchup I'm most interested in watching today. Shelvin Mack returning after being with the Wizards against Jerrell McNeil.
And Mack hits a jumper. That's his first field goal of the game. As nearly another turnover there, but goes off of Micah Downs' knee, so the ball will stay with Bakersfield. The Jam just shooting 1 of 6 here in the opening 3 minutes. Maine not too much better, 2 of 6. Butch tries to change that, and he does. The big man drains the 3, Brian Butch. Maine with a 2-point advantage. DeJuan Summers feeds it to Mack. That should be a fun duo to watch today. VanderMeer, mid-range J is good.
Starting to warm up a little bit on both ends.
Sometimes it takes a little while. A lot of games in a small amount of time. Some interesting start times here at the showcase, with games starting as early as 10 a.m. This is an afternoon game, so these guys should be pretty well adjusted. It's Damian James, Jerrell McNeil hits that jumper. And here comes McNeil again. Up top to James, and he traveled.
The 2 guys I think to watch for the Red Claws, Mack, I'm not exactly sure when he arrived. He mentioned he cleared waivers just an hour and a half before game time, but I don't know what his travel schedule has been like in going from Washington here to Reno and changing a couple of time zones. and getting back on the court. And then DeJuan Summers as this game goes on, because he expended so much energy against that NBA front line of yesterday in his 31-point performance.
Well, he doesn't look too tired there. A nice drive and a finish by DeJuan Summers, the forward out of Georgetown. And you're right, he was going up against Perry Jones and Daniel Orton in the loss to the Tulsa 66ers, and those guys is pretty impressive. As Brian Butch gets another shot to go. He's got 5 points here in the early going as we see Summers driving baseline, beating the double team.
Right where he left off yesterday. But in that contest, as great as he was, you did see him fade late in that game because he was just exhausted.
He was really carrying Maine on his back, and maybe with the offensive presence of Shelvin Mack, who drains the three there, maybe a little bit of the load taken off DeJuan Summers today. Butch again, straight away. Feeling it! Brian Butch has 8. Only 5 points for him in the win against Sioux Falls on day 1. And he comes back with a vengeance here in the first quarter. .6:45 in the first, and that's a turnover on Shelvin Mack and the Maine Red Claws, their third. Major, good crossover, but an offensive foul as VanderMeer was planted in the lane.
Job by VanderMeer with positioning there. Major tried to work his way around it, but that's a lot to work around.
Big man, Brian Butch getting it done. He's a 29% three-point shooter on the year, and tonight he's already got 2. Butch, perfect 3 of 3 from the floor, 8 points. A rebound to his credit as well. We're not even midway through the first quarter yet. High post screen for Matt, good pick and roll. Summers the dish down low to Scott VanderMeer. Good ball movement there by the Maine Red Claws.
Always nice to see a big man rewarded after he steps in and makes a defensive play on the other end.
Bucket and a foul. Adam Cook will go to the line to finish off a 3-point play for Bakersfield. A veteran from Northern Iowa. Nice feed down low and a finish as the foul called on Summers. Could have gone against a couple guys down there, but Summers gets flagged.
Bakersfield's win Monday over Sioux Falls. So impressed with the way they moved the ball. Swinging it around side to side, finding the open man, sharing the basketball, and another good example there with Cook getting the payoff.
A lot of these teams, Chad, at the NBA D-League Showcase have some big names. Bakersfield, not some of the flashiest names in terms of the guys at the showcase, but they got some key contributions from guys like Shan Foster, Jarrell McNeil, and Damian James, and it was really a total team effort in that first day win.
Shan Foster was fantastic, hitting 4 threes and scoring 18 points in the victory over Sioux Falls. And the guy on the court right now that spent preseason with the Brooklyn Nets, Steven Dennis, out there to guard Shelvin Mack, was pretty good as well.
Dennis and Mack should be a good point guard battle. So we get a little adjustment here. Not sure if there's a malfunction with the clock. 6:12 is what it reads on the big board here. Bakersfield trailing the Red Claws, 16-14. Maine with possession. Shelvin Mack out of Butler. Bulldogs, couple national title appearances for the Bulldogs. Played with NBA talent Gordon Hayward in his time at Butler. Ooh, and that is a hard hit to the deck. And it's nice to see Ciampagucci pop right back up.
Immediately up off the floor. Looked apparently a lot worse than it is for Ciampagucci.
Aguchi flying high and falling down hard. His Maine Red Claws have a 1-point lead here midway through the first quarter. He's back up, he's okay. We'll be back right after this.
NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team, with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers tomorrow at 8. Presented by State Farm on TNT.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/League Pass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association.
Some NBA D-League news and notes. Nolan Smith and Will Barton, after playing a couple games here at the showcase, recalled by the Portland Trail Blazers. And how about Jarvis Varnado after being waived by the Boston Celtics late last week? Gets a 10-day contract with the Miami Heat, the Sioux Falls Skyforce member, back in the NBA after a quick 2 or 3 day hiatus. And he'll be joining the Heat today.
Back with the Heat as team that drafted him.
Full circle for Varnado as Micah Downs misses the little runner. 16-15 Maine on top here in the first. Eric Rothman and Chad Andrus here with you on NBA TV. As a pull-up jumper for Steven Dennis. Foot might have been on the line, didn't go, but how about the offensive board and put back for Brian Butch? He's got 10.
Butch showing off the form that made him a former D-League All-Star MVP back in 2010 and also a member of that Pan American Team USA squad that won a bronze medal during the work stoppage.
Good job of Butch down low, working up against Shelvin Mack. That's a little bit of a mismatch down low. Butch able to regain the basketball and regain the lead for Bakersfield. Xavier Silas, a 3.
I think that's something that may go overlooked about the Maine Red Claws with Shelvin Mack coming back. It allows Xavier Silas to come off the bench with some scoring punch, and it's not just all on the shoulders of Summers and then possibly Mack to help him out when you've got a guy like Xavier Silas who can come in and bring some scoring punch and some fresh legs. It's a very, very different team to try and defend.
Well, Xavier Silas had enough scoring punch in day 2 of the NBA D-League showcase. 24 points, 6 of 11 shooting in the loss to Tulsa. He looks to pick up where he left off. As Chris Cooper into the game now, as well as Shan Foster for Bakersfield. That's Steven Dennis. We have a whistle before that tip-in, and it's going to go against the Jam. Chris Cooper picks up his first. And one of the cool features we have this year at the NBA D-League Showcase is the prospect mic, and throughout the game today, you'll hear our prospects who are mic'd up, Ronaldo Major and Micah Downs. And Chad, before the game, Ronaldo Major complimenting us on our attire, so maybe we can get some more compliments with that. Who's got that mic on today? Under 5 minutes to play in the first. This is Shelvin Mack. Crossover. Kick out, down. Leans inside, takes a big step, and a nice finger roll by Micah Downs.
And those two at times will match up on different ends of the floor.
Nice move by Foster, good kick out. Major, mid-range, no good. Offensive board, but a strip and a foul is gonna go against Gawan Summers.
Summers got in foul trouble yesterday, but again, it was an entirely different animal with Daniel Orton, Perry Jones, and Jeremy Lamb on the court, and Maine doing everything they can to stop the tide of the 66ers.
It's a second personal for Summers here in the first. As Chris Cooper, the center out of Old Dominion, hits his first free throw. And Cooper has a friend in Kent Bazemore. They played together at Old Dominion, and Bazemore has been going back and forth between the Santa Cruz Warriors and the Golden State Warriors this year. Chris Cooper looking for a call-up of his own. Can't hit the second free throw. Maine up by 3. Here's Xavier Silas. Left elbow Jay, off the glass and good. The banking's open for Xavier Silas.
Nobody goes glass from the elbow anymore. That was pretty sweet.
Wonder if he called it. Nice baseline move by Ronaldo Major, and there's that experience, the veteran leadership of the 6'6" forward out of Fresno State. Mack, a straightaway 3, too strong. Easy rebound for Cook. Red Claws up by 3, under 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the first. Major on the same baseline he hit from last time, and he gets it this time from mid-range. Nothing but the bottom of the net for Ronaldo Major.
Major, known primarily as a defensive player. Hustle effort, good wing defender, but he can heat it up if called upon to do so.
And they left him pretty wide open there as Shelvin Mack slid over to the high post on some help side defense, and Ronaldo Major got lost in the mix as DeJuan Summers with his 2 fouls will take a seat. Omar Reed into the ball game for the first time.
And I say that about Ronaldo Major as a former Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA D-League. Keep in mind, he is also the league's all-time leading scorer, so he can make a shot or two.
Mack, fadeaway into the hands of Cooper. Maine, a 1-point lead, 23-22. 3:10 remaining in the first. Here's Major again. Good defense by Micah Downs this time. Swings all the way through. Shan Foster is too strong on the corner jumper, but a fresh 24 off the offensive board. Foster, step back. This time he doesn't miss. Shan Foster had 18 points in the win against Sioux Falls on Monday and gets his first bucket of the night off the bench for Bakersfield.
Came into the showcase just averaging 8 a game. And the 18-point outburst really came out of nowhere with the 4 3-point field goals, but he clearly knows how to put the ball in the bucket.
Major working his way inside. Errant pass to Cook, 10 on the shot clock. Dennis says there's enough time for me to redo this one as he accelerates foot of a defender, and now a 3-on-3 for Maine. Silas, pull up. In the free throw circle, no. Omar Reed, the offensive rebound. These two teams started out pretty cold, but they're both shooting over 45% now. Bakersfield shooting 55% from the floor, 10 of 18. There's Chris Eyre, the little jump hook, no good, but we have an offensive foul, and it'll send the ball to Bakersfield. Minute 51 remaining here in the first. The Maine Red Claws trailing the Jam by 1. Shan Foster helping out the Bakersfield effort with that step back J.
NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at nba.com/theassociation.
Some NBA news. How about this? Yahoo Sports reporting the Maloof family are finalizing an agreement to sell the Sacramento Kings for about $500 million to a group in Seattle who would relocate the team to Key Arena in 2013-2014 as Seattle is in the midst of approving a new arena and might be getting a new basketball team. Big deal for Seattle basketball fans today.
Got to bring back the Sonics. Seattle Kings would be fine, but it's got to be the Sonics when they go back.
Yeah, I think they should give a 10-day contract to Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, just get in the spirit of things. Here's Damian James, a strong move for his first bucket of the night, and the Bakersfield Jam first place in the Western Division of the NBA DL with a 3-point lead over the Maine Red Claws. But Omar Reed changes that pretty quickly. The 6'6" forward out of Bluefield, out of NAIA College, hits a three-pointer from the far corner.
He can spot up and stroke the three a little bit. Seen him in the D-League in years past. Be able to catch and fire.
Dennis. Good defensive effort by Xavier Silas as he comes into the broadcast booth. Did a good job of avoiding everything, though. Could have knocked over some monitors. He danced around it.
We've been pretty lucky so far through 3 days. Had a couple scares.
Maybe we shouldn't say anything, though.
Knock on wood.
As soon as we'll have a guy like VanderMeer coming into our seats.
Well, you know, Dexter Pittman's done playing, so my biggest fear is gone. But there are some other large bodies.
Daniel Horton's still around. Off the glass, no good for Hank Thorns. And we have a whistle with 30 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Foul on Damian James. That's his second personal. And here's Scott VanderMeer at the line. VanderMeer, the 7-foot center out of Illinois, Chicago. Not necessarily known for his offensive prowess, only averaging 3 points per game, but he was a 3-year all-defensive team member in the Horizon League. He's played in the NBA Development League for Iowa, Rio Grande, and now Maine. VanderMeer only 9 minutes of action on average this year, but he's got 7 already here in the first quarter.
He's been getting it done on both ends. Took the charge already in this game.
Be a battle of the 7-footers down low with him and Brian Butch in the game. Difference in the shot clock and the game clock, about 6 seconds. 17 on the game. McNeil, the runner, too short. Maine out with it. Good steal by McNeil. Turnaround jumper off the glass and good. How about that hustle play by Jarrell McNeil?
Also good recognition of just the matchup. McNeil has been sitting back with Shelvin Mack in the game. He hasn't attacked the great defender out of Butler, but as soon as Hank Thorns comes in and he's a smaller player, not quite as adept defensively, McNeil went straight at him.
5 seconds for Maine to get a shot off, and there's a whistle as Xavier Silas brings it up the court. A tough angle that Jarrell McNeil took on that shot, too. Went off the glass from the baseline. Don't see that too often. So with Bakersfield's 5th foul, the Red Claws are in the bonus, so Xavier Silas will get 2 free shots here with 3.6 seconds remaining in the first, and his team trailing by 1.
We talked about the Red Claws playing on the back-to-back, 24 hours apart from yesterday's tip, and their loss to Tulsa. This is the 3rd game in 4 days for the Bakersfield Jam as well. They played Sunday right before they showed up Monday and played their opener at the Showcase.
And they take on the Los Angeles Defenders at home on Friday. Once the Showcase is over, Bakersfield, time running out, and another foul as Damian James is accelerating to the bucket, and Omar Reed swipes and stops him.
You see Hank Thorns look up at Omar Reed after the play and say, hey, you got to pay attention to the clock. You might not have gotten that shot off with just 0.3 left when the whistle blew. I think it's great clock awareness by Damian James to attack with the time left, and that's something you have to be aware of as well on the defensive end and not give those fouls.
Caught Maine on their heels there. I don't think Maine was expecting that aggressive drive with only 3 seconds left when Damian James got the basketball.
3 seconds can seem like an eternity in pro basketball, and that was Damian James that time, but the first guy that comes to mind with 3 seconds is the other James, the MVP of the league, because he can definitely cover the length of the court in 3 seconds.
Damian hits 2 of his free throws, and that is the end of the first. The Bakersfield Jam behind 2 free throws from Damian James. A slim 1-point lead over the Maine Red Claws. Ronaldo Major getting it done for Bakersfield, and Maine lighting it up from long range. Good battle here on day 3 of the NBA D-League Showcase.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association. NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team in the league.
David Lee to Barnes! Jordan Williams taking to the right. Harden's a scoring machine right now.
With the insight and expert analysis NBA fans trust and star-studded interviews every night.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
I watch NBA TV all the time, so keep it up.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
Catch the NBA's top prospects in action. Watch NBA D-League games live and on demand all season long on NBADleague.com. Quarter number 2 between the Maine Red Claws and the Bakersfield Jam. And these two teams neck and neck, Chad, as we start the second.
High-scoring first quarter at 30-29. Bakersfield, I'm continued to be impressed by their ball movement, the way they swing it side to side, shooting 55% in the opening quarter, 46% for Maine, but the Red Claws knocked down 4 threes. 12 threes already launched by the Maine Red Claws today. And again, I don't want to pound that back-to-back idea too much, but sometimes if your legs are a little tired, it's a little easier to settle for the long jumper instead of taking it inside, and they've already fired up 12 from long range.
Bakersfield starts with the basketball. Eric Rothman and Chad Andrus here with you on NBA TV. This is James Nunnally, and the rim blocks Nunnally as the shot clock goes down. It did hit the rim. A reset. Yeah, the one thing I've been impressed with Bakersfield is not only ball movement, but even though they don't have some of the biggest names here this week, there doesn't seem to be really a weak link on the team. They get a lot of production out of their bench, and everybody seems to be on the same page. A lot of continuity between the Bakersfield Jam. As Shan Foster hits a 3 from the corner. 36% three-point shooter on the year, hits his first attempt.
Foster, my leading candidate for the surprise player of the week here at the showcase. There are plenty of guys on people's radar that they know about and wanted to keep an eye on, or maybe were in training camps or affiliate players, if not on assignment, or have been called up in the past. Shan Foster is a little bit under the radar, and from his performances so far in 5+ quarters, he's my leading candidate for the surprise performer of the week.
Well, fans of Vanderbilt are sitting there going, hey, he scored 2,000 points in his career at Vandy.
No offense to Vandy or SEC fans, but this is not Vandy anymore.
He's playing well this week for the Bakersfield Jam as we have a foul in the play. Personal foul on Hank Thorns, that's his first. And Jarrell McNeil at the line.
Foster was the 11th pick in the D-League draft, so it's not like the coaches and the front office staffs in the D-League were sleeping on him. Everybody knows he can play.
Yeah, but the D-League draft is always kind of a crapshoot. You never know what you're going to get, and a lot of times, you know, there's plenty of rounds, and usually by the end of training camp, there's usually only 1 or 2 guys that teams draft that actually stick with the team. So just because you're a draft pick doesn't necessarily mean you're guaranteed a spot on the team. Under 11 minutes to play here in the second. Champ Aguchi feeling it from long range. Aguchi, both of his field goals coming from the distance. He's got 6. James. Anything you can do, I can do better. Damian James on the other end. 38-32 Bakersfield.
These two teams must have watched what the Springfield Armor did in the previous game from behind the arc. So, hey, that looks like it works pretty well.
Oh, Summers, the crossover broke McNeil's ankles, and DeJuan Summers hits the jumper. Nice crossover for the forward, and a good block on the other end by Omar Reed. And Reed's gonna get rewarded. Finger roll.
Pace really picking up here. So two teams that have had a heavy schedule as of late. We'll see how long it lasts.
Butch, a lot of contact, no foul, but Brian Butch continuing his offensive explosion. He's got 12 in the first half. Hank Thorns, the guard out of TCU, only 5'9", had that ball batted away. Foster up with it, a 3-on-none, and for Damian James.
James already with 9 here in the first half in his 11 minutes, and he is perfect from the field and the stripe.
That's the 8th turnover on the Maine Red Claws. Bakersfield not far behind, however, with 7. VanderMeer bodied and gets the roll, so the refs letting him play down low. It's the big man on both sides, Butch and VanderMeer, getting a little pressure, but no whistles.
That's great. It's fantastic back and forth action.
Keeping everybody on their toes here at the event center, and that's the 8th turnover on Bakersfield. Thorns lobs it, Summers, nowhere to go with it, but he does have possession. Oh, and a nifty little move underneath by DeJuan Summers, beats the double team, he's got 6.
Always like guys that make sure they catch the ball first and secure it. The alley-oops, the lobs are great. They're fun to watch, and I love them as much as anybody, but catch the ball first. If you can complete the alley-oop, great. If not, finish the play.
Jarrell McNeil finishes his own play, creates his own shot, hits the 3. We're in a bit of a shootout here in the second. Summers tries his shot at the other end. Missed it short, out of bounds off of Omar Reed. Shelvin Mack checking back in from Maine.
Juan Summers here just sending Jarrell McNeil to the floor.
.8:15 remaining here in the second. Damian James spins, fades, gets a whistle as he came up short on that shot. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2. It's a foul called on DeJuan Summers. That's Summers' 3rd personal foul, so we'll keep an eye on his fouls as we move forward, and he's gonna immediately go to the bench for Rio Grande, or excuse me, for Maine.
Problem for him yesterday as well. We had to sit for a little while Tulsa pulled away from the Red Claws in the second half.
Damian James has 10 points, 3 rebounds on a perfect 3 of 3 shooting. Good first half for the forward out of Texas. 24th overall pick in 2010 by Atlanta, was traded to the Nets. 32 games of NBA experience under his belt, 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 18 minutes of action. Looking to get back and making a case with 11 points here in the first half.
James is officially an affiliate player for the Bakersfield Jam, and that means his NBA ties, particularly with Atlanta from previous draft picks, they can designate guys that they want to keep an eye on in the NBA Development League. He misses for the first time, but cleans up his own mess.
Gets his tip in, and on the other end, Champa Gucci has hit 3 of his first 4 field goals. All of them have been 3-pointers. He's got 9. And we see number 33 in the game for Bakersfield, Thomas. Thought the foul was going to go against him, but it is called on Jarrell McNeil. Shelvin Mack at the line. 49-44, Bakersfield on top, 7 minutes, 35 seconds here in the second quarter. Shelvin Mack averaged 14 points per game in his days at Butler. And today, in his first game back after being waived by the Washington Wizards, he's got 7 points on 2 of 5 shooting. Foster. Inside, James. Fadeaway jumper, short. Brian Butch there to get the offensive rebound. Shot clock did not reset. 4 to shoot. Thomas, 3 is good. Adrian Thomas, a 3-pointer from the corner. And he comes off the bench and drains one for Bakersfield. Downs the other way. And these two teams just trading 3-pointers.
Sitting at 52-48. Still almost 7 minutes left in the half.
Foster, finger roll, too short. And Xavier Silas out with it. Pushing the pace. Aguchi, can he make it 4? No, missed it. Foster at it, down with a rebound. And quickly speeds things up for Bakersfield.
This is when D-League basketball gets really fun.
Butch, 14 points for Brian Butch, and the assist. And Foster. Back and forth we go, Chad. This is a fun one.
Mike D'Antoni would be proud.
7 seconds or less for both of these teams so far. Brian Butch. Nice head fake and a feed. Back shoulder, that's some quarterbacks in the NFL would be proud of that pass by Shan Foster.
Quarterbacks in the NFL would love to have somebody with a length of Brian Butch as a target. I don't know about the mobility factor, but.
You don't think Brian Butch could run a skinny post in the NFL?
Maybe if they were inside the 3-yard line.
Foul on Butch. That's his second personal. And Chris Eyre out of Loyola Marymount. The fans here in Reno very familiar with Chris Eyre. Played 46 games for the Bighorns last season. Averaged 7 points, 4 rebounds, and gets his first point of the night at the charity stripe. (54-49) as you hear the thunder sticks in the background. Got some kids in attendance today making some noise. Eyre blocks it out and hits both of his free throws. 4-point ball game. Maine clawing back. McNeil up and fouled. Jarrell McNeil beats Xavier Silas. And the two-handed lay-in, and he'll go to the line for a 3-point play.
Jarrell McNeil showing off a little bit of rise. Shelvin Mack's not guarding me. I'm going to the rim.
NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/TheAssociation.
Fans getting rowdy here at the Reno Events Center. They're seeing a good one between the Maine Red Claws and the Bakersfield Jam. The Jam up by 6 with 5:55 remaining to go here in the second quarter. Eric Rothman and Chad Andrews here with you. And Chad, these two teams have combined for 25 three-point shot attempts here in the first quarter, or excuse me, the first half. Maine has attempted 17 of them.
They are firing at will, and we'll see if they continue to hit. Right now, a 41% clip, which isn't bad. We'll see as the game continues if Bakersfield can close out or Maine decides to attack the rim a little bit more.
Bakersfield has taken 9 less three-pointers than Maine, but they have hit 6 of 8.
They should be in the 70s by halftime at this pace, and that's some fun basketball to watch.
Terrell McNeil has 12 points after that free throw. Micah Downs, 2 big steps, and he gets the roll. Micah Downs spent training camp with the Boston Celtics, a former McDonald's All-American out of Gonzaga. 9 points here in the first half. Adrian Thomas misses that three-point attempt. Foul against Maine is going to keep the ball with Bakersfield.
We pointed out Shelvin Mack clearing NBA waivers 90 minutes before tip-off. How about Adrian Thomas as a late addition to the Bakersfield roster, a returning player. Was with the Jam a year ago, known as a three-point shooter. Was playing in Japan and has just come back to Bakersfield.
6'7" forward out of Miami, Florida. And an offensive foul is going to go against Bakersfield. Ronaldo Major is the whistle. Back and forth, helped out by the turnovers of each team. Bakersfield has 9 turnovers. Maine has 8 as Micah Downs fires a 3 off the mark. Brian Butch pulls it down, and Butch in the first half is 14 points, 5 rebounds. Tries to add to it, a 3 on the way. Nearly banks in, offensive board by Major, and the putback is good.
Ronaldo Major always active. It always seems to be around the basketball.
Aguchi, double teamed, off the glass, bucket and a foul. That's the first time Champ Aguchi on inside the three-point line to attempt a field goal today, and he has a chance to convert it into a three-point play. Damian James back in. Ronaldo Major takes a seat. Champ Aguchi out of Illinois State. From Richmond, Texas, went to George W. Bush High School. And he's got 12 points, nearly doubling his season average already here in the first half.
This pace keeps up, there may be a lot of guys doubling their average.
Butch faces up VanderMeer, step back Jay, and he holds the pose. Brian Butch invoke gets the shot to go. He's got 16.
He's feeling it today for sure.
Mac, Silas, spot up three. Too strong. Underhand pass ahead to Cook. Up and under, and the finger roll is good for Adam Cook.
Good body control that time by Cook, working his way from left to right across the lane, avoiding the contact.
Former Missouri Valley Conference Player of the Year, and Shelvin Mack lighting it up. He's got 10. That three-pointer is good. Pretty good way to welcome him back to Maine. 10 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists here in the first half. And that ball goes out of bounds. We'll stay with Bakersfield. 3 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the second.
Shelvin Mack will tee it up, one left wide open, and he's hit a couple from right there at the top of the key. It's probably the easiest spot to line up and fire a three from. We haven't seen him spot up from any other spots on the court.
3-on-2 for Maine. Aguchi. Champ Aguchi unconscious from beyond the arc. He's got 15 points.
He's got it on a string right now, Eric. Just pulling the string.
McNeil. Butch, he's feeling it too. Missed it. As that one goes out of bounds, he's not happy with himself. Bakersfield up by 2, 63-61. Champ Aguchi.
Ready, light.
Keeping Maine in this one. Shelvin Mack following in Champ Aguchi's footsteps. He hits a three of his own, and Mack and Aguchi, someone might want to check their temperature. They're heating up from beyond the arc.
Thursday night, we'll see the NBA D-League three-point contest on CBS Sports Network, and if Shelvin Mack throws his name in the hat, I think that top of the key spot, it's probably safe. Everything, including the money ball, is going to go down.
Silas head fake runner. Can't get the roll. Ball loose. Butch picks it up ahead to James. And James is fouled. Champ Aguchi wraps him up. And Maine reclaims a lead, 64-63, behind the hot hand of the funnest name to say here at the NBA D-League Showcase, Champ Aguchi.
NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team, with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association.
Some NBA news and notes for you. Unfortunate week for Kevin Love and Anderson Varejao, both going to miss extended periods of time. Love with the right hand injury, Anderson Varejao a right knee injury, and Carmelo Anthony suspended 1 game for confrontation post-game with Kevin Garnett after the Knicks lost to the Boston Celtics. And Chad, you look at those injuries there, Kevin Love, Anderson Varejao, might be some openings for some of these guys here in the NBA D-League at the power forward position.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that is very important to note when you see 6 to 8 weeks as a recovery time, and we are approximately 5 weeks away from All-Star Weekend and the NBA trade deadline, those two numbers don't match up. So teams are going to have to make some very important, critical decisions on what they want to do for the rest of the season when they may not know the exact future of key players in their franchise, if you're talking about Love or Varejao.
Well, Damian James might fit the bill for somebody in the NBA. He's got 14 points here in the first half, along with 4 rebounds and a very efficient 4 of 6 shooting from the floor, as he's also now 6 for 6 from the free throw line. It's been Maine's 3-point shooting. Champaguchi has 4, Shelvin Mack has 3. Aguchi nearly had another one. Micah Downs tracks down the offensive board. And here's Mack. Wanted to step into a 3, but Cook closed in on him. Now he takes it. Missed that one short. 3 Bakersfield jam around the rim as we hit the 2-minute mark here in the first half.
He wasn't in his spot. He was 2 steps to the left.
He needs to slide to the right. James, pull up, good.
Boy, he is on fire today. Damian James. Now,
Damian James matching 17. His total for day 1 against the Sioux Falls Skyforce in a win. He's looking to double that on his pace today. Downs, Mack thinks about it. VanderMeer, short, not the big man's forte. And
not his shot at all. Getting caught up a little bit in the pace. All the jumpers going down for everybody else. VanderMeer just got caught up a little bit out of his game.
$1:15 remaining in the half. Max spinning in the lane and rejected by Chris Cooper. Shelvin Mack could not hang with Mr. Cooper there as Bakersfield regains possession with a minute to go here in the second half. Excuse me, second quarter. And we have a 20-second timeout.
Martin Curry appreciates the love. Former basketball player himself.
And Chad, Maine down by 3, kind of surprising with how well they shot from beyond the arc here in the second quarter.
They've stroked it from deep, but Bakersfield is just so consistent on the offensive end of the floor. Yes, they've been able to knock down the 3 as well in this game, but it's the ball movement that sets everything up. And Damian James being so effective doesn't hurt either.
We listen in to Will Voigt in the Bakersfield huddle.
Defensively, get our matchups. Let's get some stops to finish this game. Here we go. Defense.
Will Voigt preaching defense coming out of that timeout. Maybe a little bit of better closeout defense on Mack and Aguchi would probably make 4th-year head coach Will Voigt a little happier.
And he's got Cooper and Dennis out on the court too, 2 of his better defenders, with James obviously providing a large part of the offense today.
That's not how he wanted to come out of the timeout. Turnover for Shelvin Mack as Damian James threw it away.
15 for Shelvin Mack in his 17 minutes. He has not missed a step at all.
Steven Dennis swatted by Omar Reed and a whistle. 45.2 seconds.
Shelvin Mack with the defensive stop here, and he was so good in those NCAA tournament runs for Butler, just shutting down point guards. I mean, obviously we've seen him knock down the 3 today, but it started with defense for Butler in those runs to the championship game, and he was the key to all of it. We've seen so many times where teams make their runs because of the offensive play of their backcourts. Shelvin Mack put an end to that against anybody Butler faced, and it led them to 5 wins in the NCAA tournament 2 years in a row.
The thing about Butler is they had no problem beating you by a score of what we see right here in the first half between Maine and Bakersfield, 68-66. Brad Stevens at Butler wouldn't be happy with this score for his Bulldogs as Xavier Silas misses the three. Under 30 to play in the first half. Jan Foster thinks about a three. 15 on the shot clock. Difference of about 3.5 seconds between the game and the shot. Bakersfield holding on to a 2-point lead. Dennis, the left-handed dribble. 2 to shoot, 1. Foster chucks it up. Too strong. 3 seconds remaining in the half. Aguchi, half-court runner, good! Champ Aguchi stares down the rim as he has laid it down to end the second quarter. Champ Aguchi, no distance too far for the Illinois State Guard. How about that to end the first half? Maine up by 1.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/League Pass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
Go. 1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association. NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team in the league.
David Lee to Barnes! Williams taking to the right. Harden's a scoring machine right now.
With the insight and expert analysis NBA fans trust and star-studded interviews every night.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
I watch NBA TV all the time, so keep it up.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8. Presented by State Farm on TNT.
Reno Event Center, the site once again this season for the 2013 NBA Development League Showcase. We're at the half. It's the Maine Red Claws on top of the Bakersfield Jam. Chad Andrus now pleased to be joined by Tommy Shepard, the Vice President of Basketball Administration for the Washington Wizards. Tommy, this is the 9th showcase. You've probably been at all of them. I know I've seen you at least 6 or 7.
7 of them, exactly. The other 2 I unfortunately couldn't make, but I think this is the best one. I know you say that every year, that you think, oh, this was the best one, but by far, you can see the talent's grown, the coaches are better, the refs are better. It's a tremendous event.
Well, it's almost cliche to say that, and it seems like it is said every year that the talent is better, but literally the talent is better in the NBA Development League year by year.
Outstanding. I think they've made it a very viable option now. The NBA has done a tremendous job growing that league up. They got some great people in charge that are raising the level, and I think players are seeing firsthand that NBA players come from the D-League, and coaches are seeing it as well. And it's a tremendous opportunity for everybody in the league. We gather in one town, see every team play to evaluate. People from Summer League, we come here, we're looking, if you need to sign an emergency player for a 10-day, if you want to sign someone for Summer League, someone for veteran camp next year, trade ideas, looking at assignment guys. So there's so many opportunities to scout stuff here.
The scheduling doesn't hurt when 10-day contracts suddenly become available the first day they start playing at the showcase, too, and we've already seen a couple guys called up.
Yep, and I think you'll continue to. I believe as of this morning, there were 17 jobs open in the NBA on NBA rosters. That doesn't mean they'll all get filled, but that means that there's opportunities, and I think these players are here looking to shine and to definitely make sure that they send us home with something to remember them with.
From a Wizards standpoint, obviously you guys use the Iowa Energy as an NBA Development League affiliate and no current players on assignment, but you have used it in the past, and you've also done the other thing in the past with the call-ups. What are you looking for, or does it change day by day depending on what's going on with your roster?
Well, I think in the past we wanted one of our players we assigned, Amadi Njai, who was on our roster at the time because he wasn't getting playing time, to come down and play and get great coaching, and we knew that was a perfect opportunity. This year, unfortunately, we have never been able to be healthy from day one, and we've taken advantage of the D-League this year. We signed Garrett Temple for the rest of the year. He's been tremendous. He was in the D-League on a Monday, and he started for us on a Thursday. It's that kind of a situation. An injury may require an emergency opportunity like that. We had Shelvin Mack, who we waived in training camp, and we went back and brought him back, and he was with us, and we unfortunately we had to release him, but that's the kind of situations that present themselves during the year. Unfortunately, injuries, they will definitely make you go look harder to get somebody to help you, but I think we would have no issue sending somebody to the D-League to get playing time, and I've seen the value of that. Houston, what they've been able to do and what the Spurs have been able to do, just watching their players here right now, they're in good hands.
Let's get into Shelvin Mack a little bit more, because he just returned, literally cleared waivers 90 minutes before this game started. Hasn't missed a beat with the Red Claws, so stepped right in and played a great first half. But he was a guy that a year ago was a draft pick. And what did you guys see in him a year ago, and now is still a very young player at 22 years old, what he needs to work on while he's back in the D-League?
Well, there was nothing that Shelvin did wrong for us. It's just the situation on our roster was such where we had so many injuries to our starting point guard to his backup where we needed somebody with more experience. But Shelvin he came from a winning program. He's a fantastic person. He's got some skill at the 1 and at the 2. I think the best thing for him to do is to play every day, and that's what he's doing here. He was able to help us win some games when he was on assignment with us when we called him up, and I think he'll be back in the NBA. There's no question in my mind, but he's got to find the right fit. There's good players and there's good fits, and hopefully you can get that with that player that you call up.
You mentioned him being a winner in college, and everybody's familiar with his story when they go to back-to-back title games at Butler. What's the difference for you as a front office member scouting a college player and knowing how far they have to go to be an effective professional, and scouting them in the D-League when they're playing professional basketball and they're closer, but they're still not quite there?
Well, I don't know if you can have quite the same number of possible NBA players that you do at a D-League game. There's far more opportunity or potential call-ups than there are if you go to a college game, a typical college game. There might be 1 or 2 prospects that could be in the NBA the following season. There's certain examples, certainly, where there's more than that, but that's typical night. D-League, there's, I think there's over 44, 45 players here that have already had cups of coffee that know what it's like to be in the NBA. That's not counting the affiliate guys, the assignment guys. So there's a lot of people here that already have that experience of putting Jerry West on and know what it's like. So their transition will be a lot smoother, if you were to bring them up. Certainly at college level, you're always forecasting the future. And I think D-League right now, a lot of these players represent help right now. And maybe they can make your roster the following year, come through your summer league. And I think, Patrick Beverly's an example of that. They just brought him in. Houston just brought him in, signed him, and they'll give him an opportunity to play a little bit this year, have his rights for the following year, and see where it goes from there. That was a good move by them. And I think every team has to do what's best for them. We have the players we want right now on our roster, and they're playing with the Wizards. We're trying to develop them there, and if we see an opportunity here, we'll take advantage of it, certainly.
And one of the guys everyone's concerned with and waiting for is John Wall. What's the latest on his comeback?
Well, he looked tremendous in practice today, apparently. I was speaking with our general manager, Ernie Grunfeld, and I think we're excited. I don't know that a calendar is going to tell us when John comes back. His health will tell him, and he'll tell us. But we're really hopeful to have him back, certainly maybe Saturday, but certainly by next week.
Oh, we hope to see him back soon as well. One of those exciting young players.
He makes us all better at our jobs, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Fun to watch. Tommy, always appreciate it.
Chad,
Thanks for the time.
Very much.
Tommy Shepard, Vice President, Basketball Administration of the Washington Wizards, joining us here at the half. More from Reno after this.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association. NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team in the league.
David Lee to Barnes! Williams taking to the right. Harden's a scoring machine right now.
With the insight and expert analysis NBA fans trust and star-studded interviews every night.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
I watch NBA TV all the time, so keep it up.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8. Presented by State Farm on TNT.
Halftime here between the Maine Red Claws and the Bakersfield Jam. Red Claws up by 1 on a buzzer beater three-pointer by Champ Aguchi. He has 18 points in the first half, and Maine has chucked it up from long range 25 times, making it 11. But Bakersfield shooting a very consistent 52% from the floor and only trail by 1. Second half right after this.
Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association. NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team in the league.
David Lee to Barnes! Williams taking to the right. Harden's a scoring machine right now.
With the insight and expert analysis NBA fans trust and star-studded interviews every night.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
I watch NBA TV all the time, so keep it up.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8. Presented by State Farm on TNT.
Champa Gucci getting it done in the first half for the Maine Red Claws. 5 of 8 from beyond three-point range, 18 points. And he finished it off with the most exciting basket of the entire D-League showcase. That traveled quite a distance. Champa Gucci racking up his frequent flyer miles, but he stares down the bucket, and he gives the Maine Red Claws a 1-point advantage.
You know, on the score sheets, when they pass around the stats in the arena, he's listed as Chamberlain Aguchi, and it's wilt-like numbers in the first half for Champ, just getting it done from behind the arc with 18. And how about these numbers for the Maine Red Claws? 11 three-pointers made in half number 1, 11 of 25. Bakersfield Jam have played fantastic. They shot 52% in the first half, out-rebounded Maine by 8, and they still trail by 1 because of the way the Red Claws have shot it from behind the arc.
Champa Gucci and Shelvin Mack draining it from long range in the first half for Maine. Second half underway. Eric Rothman and Chad Andrus here with you. Bakersfield, Maine, and a fun one. Jam with basketball, dark blue unis. Jarrell McNeil tried to find Brian Butch, ball's loose. McNeil gets it back, 5 to shoot now. Accelerates baseline, left-hand lay-in, no good. Ball still on the ground. And I heard somebody say timeout, but not sure if anybody had control enough to call a timeout. And instead we have a jump ball, and Brian Butch is down on the floor, and he has not gotten up. A lot of body scrapping on that loose ball, and see Butch falling to the floor and kind of gets his leg rolled on by big Scott VanderMeer. Butch is up and walking around now, stretching it out a little bit, favoring that left knee, adjusting his knee pads, but it looks like he'll go in for the jump ball, so.
Good news is he's not grabbing at anything, he's not wincing at anything. It may have just been a tough fall to the floor.
VanderMeer versus Butch. Battle of the 7-footers. Maine out with it. Shelvin Mack just returning after being waived by the Washington Wizards days ago. Second stint with the Maine Red Claws this season. Shelvin Mack. Summers had foul trouble in the first. Didn't see a whole lot of them as he misses that fadeaway from the free throw line.
The fact that Maine is able to have a halftime lead without getting a huge production from DeJuan Summers in the first half, 6 points and 3 boards. The Red Claws have to be feeling pretty good.
Damian James continues his steamrolling effort on the offensive end today for Bakersfield. He has 19 points and 5 rebounds and 6 of 8 shooting. Has it stripped, and the ball goes out of bounds. Both of these teams in their final game of the showcase. Maine losing to Tulsa on day 2, 105-93. They are 3rd in the East Division and 10-8. They're riding a 3-game losing streak, trying to snap that against one of the best teams in the league, the Bakersfield Jam, at 11-6. And Champa Gucci finds himself in the paint somewhere we haven't seen him much today.
Why bother if you're hitting all the threes? No reason to go in there and mess with all the big guys.
As the foul on Ronaldo Major. That is Major's 4th foul, and Gucci hits the free throw. Bakersfield coming off a day one victory over Sioux Falls, 103-88. They are three wins in a row and sit atop the West Division. And looking to extend their lead. McNeil, nowhere to go. James in the lane, pull up, might have been rejected by DeJuan Summers. Didn't get a look at it either way for James. Shelvin Mack, the offensive rebound, and the wide open pull-up jumper. Can't leave that guy open. He'll make you pay pretty quickly. He's got 17.
See the difference in Shelvin Mack in control for Maine. Just the way they attack on the offensive end. Everything goes into the lane, and that's freed up a lot of the kickouts for threes.
Turnover, breakaway, the perfect pass from Aguchi to Micah Downs. And Bakersfield has seen enough here in the third quarter. Head coach Will Voigt wants to talk about it. The Red Claws are out to a 5-point lead. Generating points off turnovers, Micah Downs gets it done.
NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/theassociation.
Want to find out who the hottest NBA prospects are? Check out the Prospect Watch section of NBADleague.com to learn more about tomorrow's stars of the NBA. Prospect Watch always changing. And maybe Champ Aguchi will find himself on the Prospect Watch after today.
For some of the stat geeks paying attention to this game, in the third quarter, both teams shooting 51% and even 26 of 51 from the field for each of them. The difference, Maine has hit 11 threes. Bakersfield has hit 6 threes. So of those field goals made, a difference of 5, and it's a 5-point game.
Look at you, little math major. Who knew we were going to get a math lesson here today?
Well, Ronaldo Major just went and screwed it all up.
It's a good thing you got it in beforehand. 10 points for Ronaldo Major. 75-72, Maine. Here's Summers. Good face-up jumper by DeJuan Summers. Been a quiet day for him so far.
I'm not normally a big stats guy, but these teams are both playing well, and it is really such an even basketball game. That's the only way to point out the difference.
Butch up with the right hand, and he gets the roll. Brian Butch, 8 of 11 from the floor today, and 3 rebounds shy of a double-double with his 18 points. And a turnover on Maine. Major, contested by Mack, but he still gets the lay-in. That's the 12th turnover on Bakersfield. Maine has, excuse me, 10th turnover on Maine. Bakersfield has 12.
Jerome McNeil starting to pick up the intensity on the defensive end against Shelvin Mack a little bit here in the third quarter.
Mack in 22 minutes, 17 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. Might not be long till he receives another Gatorade call-up this season. Micah Downs steps into a 3 and rattles it home.
When you look at, I think both of these guys, Jerome McNeil as well, it's interesting for Shelvin Mack's standpoint because he was with the Wizards in the NBA when both Donald Sloan and Mike James got called up.
Right.
So if Shelvin Mack had been I don't know if he would have been one of those guys receiving the call, but he was with Washington at the time. He has since been waived when those call-ups have taken place. So now the next team looking for a point guard, Mack maybe tops on the list.
And you have to keep in mind, too, that players are allowed to have 2 10-day contracts before their contract has to be guaranteed. So that third contract that somebody like Shelvin Mack would sign, that would be guaranteed for the rest of the year. Jarrell McNeil buries a 3. McNeil, 15 points, 4 boards. Here's a Gucci, thought about a 3, drives it, dishes. Mack steps back beyond the line. 8 to shoot. Downs, can he do it again? Back to back for Micah Downs.
If he can knock down that perimeter jumper consistently, Micah Downs will continue to climb the prospect watch chart because he does everything else very, very well. Just a little inconsistent on that jumper.
83-79 Maine, and that is about as easy as it's going to get for Shelvin Mack, and showing off his speed and agility on transition there for Shelvin Mack. .650 remaining here in the third quarter. Eric Rolfman and Chad Andrus with you on NBA TV. Ryan Butch gets his man to leave the air. Driving in the lane, but that's not his forte as he misses the right-handed layup.
He looked good putting it on the floor, though. Just couldn't finish the play.
Downs, another long-range jumper, this time just for 2, but he gets it to fall just the same. And Micah Downs has gone on a little bit of a run here. 8 points on his last 3 shot attempts. And Downs is 19 points. Just 1 point shot of team leader, Champaguchi. Butch. To James. 8 to shoot. James has it swiped. Gets it back. Ball's up in the air. Summers comes out. 4 on 2. Maine. Pull up for Mack is good. And Bakersfield wants to talk about it. And all of a sudden, the sharp-shooting Maine Red Claws have pulled out to a 10-point lead, their largest of the night, in a 20-second timeout. So we will stay right here with you. So the first half, Chad, it was Shelvin Mack and Champaguchi as we take a look here at the Shelvin Mack jumper. In the second half now, it's been Shelvin Mack and Micah Downs. So we're seeing that the Maine Red Claws have a few different weapons, and they're really abusing Bakersfield on the perimeter.
I think the one consistent theme there is Shelvin Mack. He's kept the pressure on the offensive end. And again, a guy who maybe is going to be on the NBA radar more for his defense necessarily than his offense. He has continued to push the pace tonight, and he has dictated the tempo for Maine in this game. It's the reason why we have such a high-scoring game. I mean, they're midway through the third quarter, and Maine's got 89 points on the board. It's because Mack has continued to attack the rim. You saw it on the fast break where he went coast to coast, and then the last replay where he just pulled up at the elbow. There is no let-up in the pace from Shelvin Mack.
Quickly out of the timeout, a bucket by Stephen Dennis. So whatever Will Voigt drew up in the huddle there in that 20-second timeout works as Dennis gets into the lane and gets the easy bucket as that ball goes out of bounds.
Out of bounds, Rebounds basketball.
Will Voigt has been successful since his start as head coach of the Bakersfield Jam. He has the Jam in first place this season. In the 2010-2011 season, he had a 12-win turnaround from the year before. That was the biggest in the league, so Voigt knows how to win. DeJuan Summers, though, trying to help snap a Bakersfield 3-game winning streak and help Maine get their first win in 4 games.
Summers into double figures with 10 after that last jumper in just 19 minutes, in part due to the foul trouble today, but I would also think that the extra rest, maybe in part to that just really, really difficult effort that he had yesterday against Tulsa, putting up the 31 points. He was winded in the fourth quarter and exhausted by the end, so it's not a surprise that he's not lighting it up again today, but he is still playing pretty well, going 5 of 8 from the field.
Summers picks up his 4th foul on that play, and Adam Cook hits both of his free throws. A little bit of full court pressure here by Bakersfield. Haven't seen that yet today. Trying to climb back into this game. Down by 8. Shelvin Mack has 2 screens to choose from. He goes to his left. Summers in the lane, 2 big steps off the glass. Waiting to see what the foul call is, if it's a defensive or offensive. And it's going to go against the defense, so count the bucket. DeJuan Summers will go to the line for a 3-point play.
And I think DeJuan Summers holding his breath a little bit as he finished this play to make sure it was 34 blue and not 34 white, because that would have been number 5 here in the third quarter if he would have gotten called for the charge.
Instead, it's Chris Cooper, the other 34 on the floor. He picks up his 3rd foul, and Summers at the line. Summers a very good free throw shooter at 92% on the year. And he gets that 3-point play. Back out to an 11-point lead for the Red Claws. Foster, too strong. Maine continuing to look for transition buckets. Micah down, caught in the air. Up top, Aguchi missed that one well short. But how about the effort there on the offensive glass by Micah Downs? Saves it, gets it to Summers, and a foul on Bakersfield.
Maine will benefit from the extra possession here, and if you're the Bakersfield Jam, you're starting to ask, what do we have to do? They have 94 points with 4:45 left in the third quarter, and they're getting extra possessions.
Maybe Bakersfield should see if they can play with 6 guys on defense. That might be the only way to stop Maine tonight. Micah Downs to Summers. Looking outside, finds Mack, 12 to shoot. Air, double team, bodied, and fouled.
Cooper trying to get physical with Chris Ayer there, and Ayer, for once, has a little bit of size advantage. This is a luxury for him, being able to go over the top and get the shot up after what he faced yesterday in Daniel Orton, where things were a little difficult at times for Chris Ayer against the Oklahoma City Thunder player on assignment.
Chris Cooper now with 4 personal fouls. And Xavier Silas is back in the game. Champ Aguchi will take a seat. Aguchi has slowed down a little bit here in the second half, but it's tough to keep up the pace that he had going in the first. 12-point advantage for Crustacean Nation and the Maine Red Claws. Adrian Thomas, a 3, no good. Just back in the States after playing in Japan most of this season, rejoining his team from last year, the Bakersfield Jam. Summers, triple, quadruple teamed. And he gets fouled. A late whistle is going to send DeJuan Summers to the line, and he can't believe that whistle didn't come earlier.
I think Bakersfield's asking the same question, saying, you let the first one go, but the second one's a foul? Cook
Summers
doing a nice job, and Cooper as well on the help defense. But credit DeJuan Summers for continuing to battle.
Thomas called for the foul. And Summers, perfect 2 of 2 from the line. And Summers 12 points today. Average is 16 and 8 on the season. But he had that 31-point outburst in the loss to Tulsa. He has spent some time in the NBA, 81 games between 2009 and 2012 with Detroit, New Orleans. Then decided to play abroad for a year in Italy. And and signed with Maine on December 3rd.
He's in camp with the Bobcats this season, and I think may have an opportunity again very, very soon from what I've seen here at the showcase.
Bad pass inside. That's a turnover on Maine, their 11th. Shan Foster coast to coast, and he is fouled. And Shelvin Mack not happy that he was called for the personal. Shan Foster doing a good job of pushing the floor. 6'6" forward.
It's so smooth. Hey, I mean, he's a guy that can give you a quiet 15, 20, 25 points where it's not that he's not noticeable because he can knock down shots, but it's not forced at all. Everything is in the flow of the game. Yesterday was very impressive, and again, Shan Foster continuing it today with 5 early points. Hasn't been as hot from the field, but you get the feeling that at any given moment, he can rattle off 5, 8, 10 at a time.
Good option for Will Voigt off the bench. A little bit of a spark is the 6th man for Bakersfield. 3:23 left in the third. 13-point Maine advantage. And now the pace is slowed down a little bit with some of the whistles, and referees starting to get in on the action.
Don Hudson, Michael Pearson, J.W. Lucas, the 3 officials for today's game. And again, the NBA for the past decade plus has hired all of its officials out of the NBA Development League, so they earn their stripes in the D-League first before being promoted.
Maine is in the bonus after that 5th foul. Bakersfield. Xavier Silas shooting the free throws. And Damian James back in with his 19 points. Silas, another one of those breakout offensive stars for Maine. It was really him and Summers. That was really the offense all game for Maine in the loss to Tulsa. He had 24 points, which is much better than his 11 points per game he's been averaging this season.
Dennis trying to go right back at him on the other end.
And he feeds Chris Cooper for the easy lay-in. Chris Cooper, kind of a garbage pail guy, not used to getting many buckets, but he does get one there. It's a 13-point lead again for Maine. Under 3 to play here in the third. Shelvin Mack between the circles. 3 to shoot, lost it. Good job by Stephen Dennis to reach in there and swipe it away. And Dennis has his shot blocked by Chris Eyre, the big man moving on transition defense. Back comes Maine, but DeJuan Summers can't convert, and now the pace picks up again. No numbers for Bakersfield. Foster thinks about a few jumpers, now takes a 3. Offensive board by Cooper. And a reset for the jam as Dennis pulls it out. James thought he was fouled, instead gets it out. Dennis, 4 to shoot. Stephen Dennis, Chris Cooper. Does he get it off in time, or is there a foul? And they're gonna say Chris Eyre committed the foul just as the shot clock was winding down. So Bakersfield bailed out on a bad foul by Chris Eyre. They still can't keep up with Shelvin Mack and the Red Claws. They're up 13.
NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/League Pass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association.
2013 NBA D-League Showcase. Not only showcasing the games, but how about the slam dunk contest and three-point competition? 7 p.m. on Thursday night on CBS Sports Network. Our friends over at CBS covering the events. It should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to my man from Syracuse, Andy Routens, throwing down some threes.
There's plenty of guys who could compete in three-point and dunk competitions in the NBA Development League. There are 4 selected in each, and you'll be able to enjoy their talents on CBS.
I think if they wanted, the NBA D-League could just take the entire Maine Red Claws backcourt and let them shoot threes, because they've done a heck of a job here tonight. Micah Downs, Shelvin Mack, Champa Gucci. They've been putting on a three-point show of their own as we come out of the timeout. $1:46 remaining here in the third. Eric Rothman and Chad Andrus here with you, NBA TV. Chris Cooper hits his free throw.
Maybe Maine against Springfield in a three-point shootout. The Armor were lighting it up from behind the arc earlier in the showcase as well.
Oh, nice pickpocket move. Jarrell McNeil, the 2-on-1, major foul, and he'll go to the line.
If you're watching this from a scout's eye, Jarrell McNeil is an impressive player and certainly has gotten a look from the NBA being in Raptors camp. But if you're paying real close attention, maybe if you're just keeping an eye on Jarrell McNeil, there is a difference in his confidence and there is a difference in his approach depending on the matchup on the court. Now, some may say that's a good thing. He recognizes his mismatches and tries to exploit them, but here's the catch. Against Shelvin Mack, the guy who just came back from the NBA, Jarrell McNeil has not done very much today, but when Hank Thorns has been in the game, or if Gucci or Silas or someone else has been handling the ball against Jarrell McNeil, he has been all over them and he has gone right at them offensively. When Shelvin Mack is in there, Jarrell McNeil has been much more quiet.
And he shows off some of his defensive prowess there, and just as you mentioned, got that steal off Hank Thorns. McNeil, the 2006 Big East Defensive Player of the Year out of Marquette, but he's also Marquette's all-time leading scorer with nearly 2,000 points, so knows how to get it done on both ends. But you're right, it is important to showcase your talents against the best of the best here at the showcase, and Mack is probably the best point guard he's going to see maybe all season, and to go quiet against him defensively is not a good thing.
He's very consistent, averaging 13 and 4 rebounds a game. Would like to see his assist numbers come up a little bit, but he had 18, 5, and 5 against Sioux Falls on Monday, 18 and 11 assists against Iowa in Sunday's game, and he's having another solid game here today. But again, can you do it against the guys you would be facing at the next level?
Omar Reed holds down an offensive board on the missed free throw, and Xavier Silas has his lay-in swatted away by James, and here comes James with the left hand. Rewarded for the steal, and Damian James has 21 points. 9-point advantage for Maine. The Bakersfield Jam trying to grind their way back. Under a minute to play here in the third. Downs double teamed and swatted by James. Ball's on the floor. Downs gets it to Thorns for 3, no good. And we have a whistle. Damian James, the story for him tonight has been efficiency on the offensive end, but Chad getting it done there defensively, right in front of the scouts. That's a good place to do it.
Pretty quick end-to-end as well. Getting it done and the turnaround to finish on the other end. The lead pass from McNeil.
Ronaldo Major picks up his 5th foul. And Chris Eyre at the line for Maine. Ronaldo Major not happy, as he committed that foul as the shot clock was winding down for Maine. And Eyre hits them both. 11-point advantage for Maine. Damian James back to the basket to Butch. Now Major. No foul, he gets it back. And poked out of bounds by Micah Downs. 20.1 seconds remaining in the third. 11-second difference between the game and the shot.
I think Will Voigt wanted a 2-for-1 there. The way James and McNeil pushed it up the court. It was a nice job by Maine not letting that happen.
5 to shoot. McNeil, the runner, good. Jarrell McNeil, 17 points. Shot clock is off. Maine is up by 9, and they have the basketball. Hank Thorns weaving his way. Front court. Thorns to Silas, and an offensive foul is going to go against the Red Claws with 0.5 seconds remaining in the third.
Chris Eyre on the screen, drawing the whistle.
Chris Eyre picks up his 5th, and Bakersfield will not get a shot off, and that is the end of the third quarter. The Red Claws, a 9-point advantage, but the way these two teams have been shooting, don't be surprised if this one comes down to the wire. We head to the 4th here on NBA TV.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association. NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team in the league.
David Lee to Barnes! Jordan Williams taking to the right. Harden's a scoring machine right now.
With the insight and expert analysis NBA fans trust and star-studded interviews every night.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
I watch NBA TV all the time, so keep it up.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
NBA D-League Showcase, the 9th time this event has taken place. 30-plus NBA D-League players have been called up or recalled during or after the showcase. This is the first time all 16 games televised on national TV, and we're doing our part here on NBA TV. Eric Rothman and Chad Andrus. 4th quarter between the Maine Red Claws and the Bakersfield Jam, and Chad shooting 45% from three-point range is good any day of the week for the Maine Red Claws, but when you consider it up 29 times from long range, that's even better.
And 53% overall from the field. Just keeps getting better with DeJuan Summers knocking down the triple there. Summers and Mack and Iguchi all on the court to start the 4th quarter. I wonder if Mike Taylor smells a little blood in the water and wants to try and put Bakersfield away early.
McNeil behind the arc, and McNeil matches Summers' three-pointer, and Jarrell McNeil 20 points tonight. It's been a three-point party here at the Reno Event Center. Day 3 of the NBA D-League Showcase. One more game today, followed by 4 tomorrow. DeJuan Summers shakes off his defender, and that right there, maybe DeJuan Summers starting to get a little mad, and you're seeing it turn into a positive in his offensive game.
What's Bill Russell say on that commercial? This game always has been and always will be about getting buckets. DeJuan Summers having no problem doing that in Reno.
Shelvin Mack. Contested three, not a great look for Shelvin. Back the other way, a three is good for James Nunnally. He gets into the mix. First bucket of the day brings Bakersfield within 8.
6'7" shooter out of UC Santa Barbara.
Summers. Elevation and a finish, climbs the ladder over the 6'11" Brian Butch.
He may have gotten tired yesterday, Eric, but he is fresh in the fourth quarter today.
Butch gets a lucky bounce into his hands, and he goes to the line to shoot 2. Foul's gonna go against Champ Aguchi. Summers, the nice move, the left-handed dribble, finishes with the right. DeJuan Summers, I think something might have set him off a little bit here at the start of the fourth quarter. Maybe it was something Mike Taylor said in the huddle between the quarters, or maybe it was just seeing his teammates outperform him.
22 on 9 of 15 shooting. 5 more rebounds today for DeJuan Summers. About a little foul trouble in the first half. Still playing with 4 here in the fourth.
Brian Butch closing in on a double-double. He's got 19 points, 9 rebounds. Short. Bakersfield within striking distance. They trail by as many as 15. But the Red Claws' hot shooting has kept them at bay. Here's Summers again, feeling it. Missed it long that time. Shoot till you miss as Summers draws the turnover. Good effort on the floor. Skins his knee, but gets the ball back. Mack. That might have been an attempt at a pick and roll alley-oop to VanderMeer, but it was miscalculated on both ends. Offensive charge goes against James Nunnally.
Second time VanderMeer's gotten in position today and been willing to take the charge.
So if you're only going to average 3 points per game, you got to know what your strengths are, and that's doing the dirty work down low, and VanderMeer has done it today.
You know, that's still a learned skill, though, for someone his size at 7 foot. You play all through your life, through high school and into college, being bigger than everyone, you can always block the shot. You have to learn to step in and take those charges.
Gets the pick, and he'll go to the line. And foul looks like it's going to go against. VanderMeer spent the 2009 Summer League with the Indiana Pacers before spending some time overseas in the Swiss leagues, coming back to North America and playing in Mexico. Now here with the Maine Red Claws.
Does have a D-League championship on his resume, 2010 with the Iowa Energy.
These guys must have had a really big roster. It feels like everybody was a part of that 2010 Iowa Energy team. A lot of contact. Ronaldo Major called for it. He got it, the bucket and the foul.
Major's been aggressive in his time today, working the baseline very well here in traffic. Athletic finish for Ronaldo.
$16 points on 7 of 12 shooting for the NBA D-League's all-time leading scorer. Been around the block a few times, played in the Summer League with the NBA D-League select team this year.
And just the nicest guy. He is really one of the nicest, brightest guys you're going to find in the development league.
Anytime somebody comes over to tell me how good I look before the game starts, I will forever enjoy his company. As a good defensive effort there by Bakersfield. Gets the bench up. And they're back within 7, and they have the basketball.
If I don't got it, no.
As we take a listen to Ronaldo Major on our NBA DL prospect
if I don't
mic.
got it, we into it. We all right, come on, we good. Go ahead. Sit up. And one! Oh!
Damian James called for the offensive charge. Ronaldo Major wanted an and one there, didn't get it.
VanderMeer again steps in and takes the bump.
Maybe he needs to start making videos and selling them at swap meets.
No.
How to take a charge for a big man. Good pressure by Bakersfield. We continue to listen to Ronaldo Major, this time on the defensive end. VanderMeer. Good job and a nice feed by Shelvin Mack. VanderMeer has 10.
He's playing winning basketball.
Shooting efficiently too, 4 of 5. Butch, well short.
I like what VanderMeer's done today. Even came out and challenged on the 3 there, playing more minutes than he's accustomed to.
VanderMeer's played 27 minutes. He's only averaging 9 on the year. And he's got 7 rebounds to go with his 10 points, so maybe earning his keep from Mike Taylor and the Maine Red Claws.
If you want to earn more minutes and the coach gives you 3 times, it provide 3 times the production, right? That's the way it works.
That's simple math. Another math lesson from Chad Andrus, Professor Chad Andrus, as the Maine Red Claws out to a 112-103 lead over the Bakersfield Jam. Final 7:28 when we return on NBA TV.
NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/League Pass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association.
The NBA scouts looking on and seeing some sharp shooting action between the Maine Red Claws and the Bakersfield Jam. Of the starting 10 players in this ball game, 9 of them have over 10 points in the ball game, and 5 of them have over 20 points in this ball game. So the starting 10 getting it done, as both benches have been sparely used here in this ball game. 7:27 remaining in the ball game. Downs, 3-pointer.
Consistency on the jump shot. Micah Downs has shown it today, and that's something that he's been missing a little bit through this season for the Maine Red Claws.
And now include Micah Downs as one of those starters over the 20-point hump. He's got 22. And Ciampaguchi called for the foul. It's Aguchi's fourth.
Downs is one of those guys that can do just a little bit of everything. He's going to do everything well for you, but again, the knock has been in part on that jump shot. Today, no problems with it at all.
Ronaldo Major at the line after the foul on Aguchi. I've been really impressed with Mikey Downs' shot off the dribble. Being able to create his own shot, showing that he can jab step, little shimmy shake here and there, and beating his defenders pretty consistently here this week.
I think the difference for him in shooting the basketball today as opposed to Tulsa is, against Tulsa, he was putting it on the floor and he was driving into traffic against their bigs with Orton and Perry Jones in the middle, and he was shooting a lot of things off balance, whereas today, he gets to the rim easily there, but his jump shot, he's been able to go straight up, and he hasn't had to fade away. He hasn't had to try to create in traffic. He's been able to go straight up and be able to connect on some threes.
Well, he went straight up above the rim on that. He was left wide open, and Brian Butch gets a contested lay-in to go. He's got 21. Tied for the scoring lead for the Jam with Damian James, both at 21. Shelvin Mack accelerates and beats Brian Butch, and that is a heck of a mismatch there. If it's a foot race between Shelvin Mack and Brian Butch, I think the casinos here in Reno would have a field day favoring Shelvin Mack.
Might be about minus 500 in that, minus 1,500.
How about minus never in your wildest dreams, Brian Butch?
He does have a longer stride.
That's true. Maybe it's a 15-foot race. Offensive board. Nunnally can't get it to go. Fresh 24 for Bakersfield. Butch, season opening, and the little running skyhook for Brian Butch.
A lost shot in pro basketball. Brian Butch digging it out of the Kareem archives.
The hardest shot to contest. Summers. 12-point lead for Maine. 3 on the way. Rattles in. And Darrell Summers has turned up the heat here in the second half. He has 23.
Big fourth quarter for Summers, and Bakersfield is really starting to break down defensively. They've been giving up points all game, but now they're giving up wide open looks.
And now they have a block the other way, and in transition, Aguchi goes up, bodied, no foul. Cook comes down with it, and Summers actually has 25. I shorted him 2. Here's Nunnally. And Bakersfield is going to take a timeout, just under 5 minutes remaining in this game. It's a full timeout, and they trail it 122 to 107. Maine Red Claws and Shelvin Mack just rejoining the team after being waived by Washington, and burns the defense for that dunk.
NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team, with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at nba.com/The Association.
NBA D-League fun facts. 40% of NBA players drafted since 2005 have played in the NBA D-League, and there are currently 118 players on NBA rosters with NBA D-League experience. It's really been a banner couple of years for Dan Reed and the rest of the crew and the NBA D-League executive front office, and they've done a fantastic job here at the 2013 D-League Showcase as we wind down Game 3 of Day 3 between Maine and Bakersfield, and Maine trying to hold on in what's been a very high scoring between the two. Eric Rothman, Chad Andrus, the final 4 minutes and 40 seconds in this one. Silas inside, Summers faces up, spins, fade away. Can't get the roll, but a nice move there by Dewan Summers. Give him an A for effort.
Red Claws approaching a showcase high for points here. RGV, the Vipers, in the opening game of the showcase, put up 127, and with 4:09 to play, Maine closing in very quickly.
Well, Maine is a team that's on a 3-game losing streak, and you see the way they've shot tonight, and you wonder how they've lost it all this year if they're going to put up 120 points. But when you live by the 3, Chad, you die by the 3, and that's what happens to teams that rely on perimeter shooting is you go cold sometimes. They have heated up here against the Jam.
Shelvin Mack didn't play the last 3 games either, and just a guess that might have a little to do with it.
When you get an NBA caliber point guard at the helm, it tends to ease things up for everybody else. Damian James, another 3. He is 24.7 boards, 8 of 12 shooting. So the forward out of Texas really been impressive here today. 5 to shoot. Mack a long 3. Can't get it to go. Good effort by Summers on the offensive glass, but he lost control of it. The other way, Nunnally. Nunnally, 3 of these.
Second off the bench here in the second half, trying to ignite the Jam here in the final 3+ minutes.
Down by 9. Need a few stops on the defensive end here in the final 3:07. Mack. Summers a right wing 3, no. And Cooper comes down with it. So here comes Bakersfield. The bucket here would be Neal up with the right hand and swatted, but a goaltending called. So credit Jarrell McNeil with the bucket. And Bakersfield is only down by 7.
Bad goaltend because that shot was not going in. It hit the glass, and that's why the goaltend was called. You can't touch it afterwards, but Jarrell McNeil was caught in a tough spot trying to reverse that layup. He had to get it up at the rim, but it was not going to go down.
Maine has committed 15 turnovers today. Bakersfield looking for another, but Micah Downs stops that thought, and there it is again. Talked about it earlier, creating off the dribble. Beats his defender with the crossover, and the step-back jumper is good. Micah Downs has 26. But a 3 from Jarrell McNeil, so a +1 for Bakersfield on that transaction. 124-118, down by 6.
Shelvin Mack just looking up at the arena scoreboard because he can see the clock and the shot clock over the baskets, but you have to look above your head in the arena to see the score. He would definitely wanted to know what this lead was down to here in the final 2 minutes.
Might be cut even further. Nunnally up and scores. James Nunnally. And all of a sudden, the Bakersfield Jam are down by 4 with less than 2 minutes to go. They trailed by as many as 15. James Nunnally on transition for Bakersfield. Getting hot in the 4th. Jam not out of it yet.
NBA TV's Game Time is bigger than ever. News and highlights from every team with expert analysis and star-studded interviews.
Just enjoy working hard and doing what I do best.
Game Time is big on NBA TV.
The Pacers look to collect another win against Melo and the Knicks. Then the Heat head to Portland to take on the Blazers. Tomorrow at 8, presented by State Farm on TNT.
No matter where you go, NBAStore.com's got you covered. NBAStore.com. One store, every team.
Get NBA League Pass right now and don't miss a minute of live NBA action. For only $189, NBA League Pass delivers games on TV, online, and mobile. That's right. Buy NBA League Pass and you get the games on all platforms. Watch live action wherever you are and see the big NBA stars shine in big games throughout the season. Get NBA League Pass now for only $189. To order, call 1-855-NBA-LPLP. Contact your provider or go to NBA.com/LeaguePass.
We got to put our faith in PJ now.
He has a chance to turn this thing around.
We feel like we could be a good team.
1, 2, 3.
Keep watching The Association online at NBA.com/The Association.
Bakersfield Jam not laying down for the Maine Red Claws. They are on a 13-2 run as we are in the final 2 minutes of this game between Bakersfield and Maine. Eric Rothman, Chad Andrus, and Bakersfield not giving up, Chad.
And the one thing I've noticed, and we've picked up a little bit on the Ronaldo Major prospect mic and the coach speak mic from Will Voigt, the bench has really gotten into this game in the fourth quarter on the defensive end. Right in front of the Bakersfield bench, everyone is yelling and talking from the bench, helping guys with screens coming. They're all up rooting and cheering. They're jumping on made baskets. It's like a college bench right now in a close game for the Jam, and it's helped them go on this 13-2 run.
They could use another turnover here. Maine has committed 15 turnovers today. Maine looking to just milk the clock. Up by 4. Bakersfield doesn't want to foul here. Although they do have 4 fouls to give, so maybe you think about going for a couple steals here. Mack lost it, ball's on the floor. Summers up with it, too strong. Summers gets it back, and the offensive word and a putback for who else but DeJuan Summers. Dennis caught on the baseline, tiptoes his way out of it. Thomas for 3, in and out, that would have been big. Adrian Thomas thought he had it pinpointed, but it comes out. 1:15 remaining, 126-120 Maine. Right in front of the broadcast booth here, Shelvin Mack working up against Dennis, and there's one of those 4 fouls that Bakersfield has to give.
Stephen Dennis arguing Mack slapped his hand away first, and it should have been an offensive foul. He's not going to get that call with under a minute 20 left to play in a 6-point game.
Micah Downs to inbound. And a good steal, Damian James with the 2-hand flush. Damian James all over the court today. He's got 26. And nearly another turnover. Silas popped out of bounds. Off of Bakersfield, though. What a frantic couple of minutes here between Maine and Bakersfield. The Jam, they have no quit in them.
You see the legs in the background of the players on the Jam bench standing up and cheering. They are into this game.
Bakersfield wants to win. They're the first place team in the Western Division, 11-6 on the year, riding a 3-game winning streak. They want to keep the good times going. Under a minute to play. Red Claws basketball, 10 to shoot.
Dig help, dig help.
It's Will Voigt's coach, Mike. Summers fadeaway in the eye of the Bakersfield defender, and Will Voigt wants to take a timeout to talk about the final 46.2 seconds as Summers now has 29 points, and we'll take a listen during the timeout to head coach Will Voigt of the Bakersfield Jam.
Shane, you got Steven. Brian, you got none right here. 5 that are in, I need to see. see. Okay. Jarrell, you got to get the ball in your hands. All right, you got to be strong, tough, find it, use Brian however you want, but it has to end up in your hands. Now, on the inbound here, we're going staggers across. You're selling this all the way, okay? Staggers across. Actually, let's change this. DJ, you're down on that strong side block. Staggers across. As soon as he clears you, AT, you're coming right through, and we pinch that down. That's all misdirection. Look at that, all right? If you don't like it, Brian, you come and catch. You screen AT. There's the second look for 3. It's a 3 right now, all right? You're flashing, and then we pin, okay? Jarrell, you got your look?
Go, jam on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Jam.
Well, you hear there.
Hey, we're solid after we make this. We're solid after we make this.
Bakersfield head coach Will Voigt saying it's a 3. We need a 3 right now. Look for Jarrell McNeil. That's the guy he wants to get the ball in the hands of.
Reed.
McNeil today, 4 of 5 from three-point land. His 5th would make this a 1-possession ball game.
It's actually 128-122 on the arena scoreboard, so it's a 6-point game. Not what you see on your screen right now with the 4-point margin. That's why Bakersfield wants to play for the 3 here.
McNeil doesn't shoot it. 40 seconds to play. Now he takes the 3, missed it short. And the rebound brought out by Downs. Ahead to Mack. Bakersfield needs a foul, and they finally do. Is it a shooting foul? Did Shelvin Mack get that shot off? That's a heady play by Shelvin Mack, and they send him to the line. And I think they are. What a play by Shelvin Mack to understand the situation. And although that would have been the 5th Bakersfield jam foul anyway, to know that he wants to get to the line to extend his team's lead. He knew the foul was coming, and he set up the shot. He misses the first free throw.
Mack has been solid throughout. DeJuan Summers in the 4th quarter, though, has taken over control of this game. Not only big buckets, but clutch buckets late against some pretty tough Bakersfield defense.
And another timeout by Will Voigt. 20-second timeout, 30.1 seconds remaining. Bakersfield going to need a few quick buckets here. But Chad, if you're one of these scouts sitting in front of the Bakersfield bench right now on the baseline, and you're saying, oh, my NBA team needs some scoring help. DeJuan Summers, Shelvin Mack, Damian James, Jarrell McNeil, these guys have made quite the impression today.
They've all been fantastic, to be honest with you. It's a highly entertaining game here at 129-122 if you like offense. And I'll be honest with you, Eric, there's been some defensive breakdowns in the second half where some guys had clear pass to the basket for dunks or wide open three-pointers. But those came late in the game. The first half was high scoring, but it wasn't terrible defense. They were contested shots. Everybody was just making them.
And these two teams, probably the best that you and I have seen all week in terms of ball movement, working for the good shot. 18 assists as a team for the Red Claws today. 17 for Bakersfield, so people getting in on the action, distributing, and a lot of perimeter shooting. And Bakersfield looking for some last-second three-pointers to stay in this game. Here's Adrian Thomas, short, into the hands of Xavier Silas. And he is fouled. 20.8 seconds remaining. The shot clock is off, and Xavier Silas could seal it here with a couple free throws.
And one of the better free throw shooters in the league in Silas. That's
91% from the floor, from the free throw line this season.
His bread and butter is shooting the basketball. So it was a 4th quarter scare for the Maine Red Claws, and I was really impressed with the inspired effort of Bakersfield coming back from double digits, but it appears that Maine is going to be able to close it out.
Maine with a win today would snap a 3-game losing streak and would move them to 11-8 on the year. And a loss for Bakersfield would snap a 3-game winning streak and drop their record to 11-7. 20.8 seconds before we have the final, however, as Silas hits them both. And it's a 131-122 lead for Maine. Whatever the end score, quick basket by McNeil. Even if Maine tacks on a few free throws at the end, it was a lot closer than the 7-point margin that we're at. This game was back and forth, and they get an applause from the fans here in Reno as Dewan Summers holds it, and the game is over as the Maine Red Claws snap a 3-game losing streak that is, and we'll be back with player of the game right after this. A 131-124 win for the Bakersfield Jam. And Dewan Summers, for the second time this week, we talked to him, a 29-point effort, 8 rebounds, 12 of 22 shooting. Eric Rothman and Chad Andrus, joined by the player of the game, Dewan.